Today on CCX News, a closer look at dog attacks, what police are now saying as a reminder to pet owners. We're learning more about the dog attack that killed the 3-year-old boy and injured his mother in Brooklyn Park earlier this month. As Delane Cleveland reports, police urge people to take the responsibilities of pet ownership seriously.
Yeah, our hearts go out to the family.
Nearly 2 weeks after 3-year-old Colville Allen was attacked by 2 dogs in Brooklyn Park, police are sharing new details about what happened.
They had come over to the residence to look at puppies, and there was a litter of puppies that had been born at that residence, and these folks had come over and were looking at puppies, and that's when the attack happened.
The attack happened on the 7500 block of Brooklyn Park Drive on July 19th. A search warrant says people in the area armed themselves with hammers and pickaxes to try to help the toddler before officers arrived and shot the animals. Police now describe the dogs as XL American Bullies, a cross between an American Bulldog and a Pit Bull Terrier.
They're bred specifically for the size, and they call them XL. They come in different varieties. That's what the variety is. And so there's definitely there is worldwide concern over that particular breed. People can research that and become educated on their own, but there is worldwide concern with some of the characteristics of that breed.
Regardless of the dog breed, police say there have been 31 reported animal bites in Brooklyn Park so far this year, which is down from a high of 50 in 2021. Faust wants all pet owners to understand that owning a pet is a huge responsibility that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Understand what kind of training and what kind of attention is going to be necessary, and make sure that you are fully comfortable with what that responsibility is going to look like going forward.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
According to the online fundraising website GoFundMe, Allen's heart was donated to a 1-year-old girl. The family joined members of the Brooklyn Park Police Department Monday night at HCMC for an honor walk to acknowledge the organ donation. New laws take effect Thursday. One of them pays tribute to a MnDOT worker killed on the job in Plymouth. Michael Gow was working on the Rockford Road Bridge over Highway 169 when he was struck by a dump truck last year. The new law renames the bridge the Michael Gow Memorial Bridge. A pair of lawmakers from Plymouth, Representative Ginny Cleaborn and Senator Bonnie Westland, sponsored the legislation. Signs of the new bridge name are now posted. Congressman Dean Phillips has reintroduced a bill to create harsher penalties for porch pirates. The so-called Porch Pirates Act seeks to create the same federal penalties for stealing packages delivered to your doorstep as those for the theft of mail. Studies show that 1 in 5 Americans report having items stolen from their doorstep. The bill has gathered bipartisan support in Congress. The Maple Grove Planning Commission is recommending approval of a large apartment building for people 55 and over, but that approval doesn't come without some frustration.
I feel we have enough 55 plus living here, and a full continuum of care environment is definitely something that brings jobs to our city. It's something that residents like myself look for my aging parents. I'd like to have them in one space and be able to move them through instead of move and move and move. This is kind of disappointing for me to see yet another apartment building of 55 plus.
The project calls for a 4-story, 124-unit senior living building in the Village at Arbor Lakes area. The developer, Eden Prairie-based The Doran Group, removed memory care from the project, citing challenges in finding enough labor. The company also blamed recent changes in Minnesota code.
The Minnesota code changed to basically disallow the ability for you to age in place in your units because they require that assisted living units have a different construction typology than your traditional independent living units may in the sort of broader marketplace. So something that you might have built, let's say in 2019 or 2020, is almost impossible to build today on a site of this size.
The Planning Commission did recommend approval by a 5-to-1 vote. The Maple Grove City Council will have the final say. On Wednesdays each summer, community members gather in Brooklyn Center to share resources, camaraderie, and most importantly, fresh produce. I introduce you to the team behind CEAP's Farm Fresh Fest. Can we move these over here? It doesn't take long for the CEAP parking lot to fill with volunteers on Wednesdays.
Right now we are sorting the potatoes
Volunteer Jack Pitney's done this a few times. He's a part of this week's team preparing for the summertime Farm Fresh Fest.
A lot of times you get more, canned foods or non-perishables that aren't as healthy or as fresh as the fresh produce they give.
Pounds and pounds of it that could be different each week.
We can just fill them up as much as we can.
Yes, yeah, yep, and they'll pull them right through. Perfect, thanks.
And for the most part, CEAP's Kalia Kennedy says there's no limit to what visitors can take.
We are reaching about 250 individuals, and so that's actually reaching about 1,300 people once they bring that produce back to their families.
She said 6.
Yeah, we got 6 up front.
So consequently, it takes a village, like Pitney and his coworkers, to put the event on. From picking up produce to preparing it for the highest need in more than 50 years.
Can we move these over here?
Fortunately, the neighbors rise to the occasion.
This is really a showcase of the best of people. It's the best of produce, it's the best of community, it's the best of neighbors helping neighbors.
And just a few hours later, the market will fill with more neighbors, seeking fresh produce at no cost to them.
Perfect.
Kennedy says there's nothing like it.
It's a reminder that there's good. It's a reminder that there's connection and a safety net and that you're not alone.
The event runs from 3 until 5 each Wednesday for the rest of August. Anyone is welcome, and it's more than a food giveaway. There are also community resource stations on site.
Osseo is one of 4 local teams to qualify for the State American Legion Baseball Tournament. Jay Wilcox has more on Post 172.
It was a great feeling, and they hope there's more to come. The Osseo Post 172 American Legion baseball team captured the Sub-State 10 championship over the weekend, scoring a second win over Wayzata in the tournament to take the title.
It was really fun, I would say. I mean, to have those comeback wins, that's something we don't normally do.
It's awesome. The 3 years I've been here, we've never gone past, I would say, the semis, but it's been awesome. To get through the dog pile, that was awesome to feel. I haven't felt that since I was 9 years old.
To really go 4-0 is obviously a huge accomplishment in its own. In every game we were trailing at some point, whether it was an inning or having to piece together kind of those late wins of scoring in the 6th, scoring in the 7th in order to take those victories. Obviously we have an incredibly tough sub-state with having beat Wayzata twice, who is, I would say, one of the better teams kind of that we've played all year.
It's the first time in the state tournament for Osseo since the 2021 team captured the state title, and they won't have to travel. Osseo is at home at Memorial Field for the early part of the tournament, with final rounds not far away at Gleason Fields in Maple Grove.
It'll be good having a home field advantage. I feel like we play better on this field too, so.
It's going to be a lot easier for family and friends to come out and kind of support the team, where everybody's going to get to sleep in their own bed and kind of stick to kind of our typical pregame BP is going to be one thing that I think our guys will really kind of just use from like a comfort standpoint. And obviously we kind of know how this field plays as well, so it's definitely going to be a big advantage.
When the season gets extended into August, it can mean some summer plans will need to change.
There was a few players that were wanting to go on vacation, especially Joe Capra. He wanted to go to the Wee Fest up in the Detroit Lakes, but we're trying to get him here, so.
State tournament action gets started Thursday at Osseo, Maple Grove, Delano, and St. Michael. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
It's been a great summer for Totino-Grace baseball. In June, the Eagles won their first ever high school state baseball championship. And last weekend, TG punched their ticket to the American Legion state tournament. Ches Moots has more on the Post 303 team.
Winning has been the way for Totino-Grace baseball.
We've been relaxed, like we go into every game just playing our game that we love. Nothing to worry about.
A little over a month ago, the Totino-Grace high school baseball team won their school's first ever state championship.
Being able to come out with a win this year, first in the program, is absolutely insane.
The Eagles' reward for making history: more ball, more often.
We had to fit in a bunch of games because we missed, so we were playing like 6 games a week right away after the state championship.
The success from school ball carried right into Legion ball, with the TG Post 303 team winning 13 games this summer, including the Sub-State 8 title.
Like, as the competition goes up, I think we always play better. We know the intensity is there the whole time, and we always just come together and play really hard the whole way through.
Winning a state championship exactly 39 days ago gives the Post 303 boys some added focus to swing for the championship fences once again.
We got to be scrappy. We got to play our game. Like 1 through 9, we don't really go and hit doubles after doubles, but we steal bases, we hit singles, like we produce runs like that.
It would end the summer for me, winning both spring season and the summer season. Be a really cool experience.
We love winning. We're very competitive. Good defense, good pitching. Go hit the ball very well, and then let's go win this tournament.
With the 90-degree heat that's expected to maintain throughout the Legion Baseball State Tournament,
first win the spring state championship, and now
most teams will be looking for ways to cool off.
We're back at it in summer. Pretty much the same team,
but maybe not as much for Totino-Grace.
Boys are still hot.
In Fridley, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Totino-Grace will open up pool play on Thursday afternoon against the Rochester Redhawks.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.